played the mathematical genius Adric, working with Tom Baker and Peter Davison. His character was very much affected by the personality of the Doctor.
With Tom, it was very much my character, Adric, very much saw him as a father figure. And you see, they had a lot in common. I think, even though my character might have been a little irritating and tiresome at times, I would imagine that the Doctor as a teenager would have been a pain, I'd imagine. And I think that the Doctor saw a lot of himself as a kid. Brilliant mind, but immature and reckless in Adric. That wasn't so much the case with Peter, because Peter was younger and Peter himself was more insecure. Peter's Doctor was less certain of himself, really. So we actually had more in common, more obviously on screen. And if you've ever met somebody who has a personality exactly like you know the one thing you find is that you won't like them. It's so often the case that when you meet people with the same temperament as you, they irritate you for some reason. So that my relationship with Peter's Doctor was that we irritated each other in a lot of ways because we were very alike.
What comes to mind when somebody asks you for your favorite behind-the-scenes story?
Oh, dear. There's quite a funny one about me. This is kind of against me, really. When I was doing Castrovalva, when you go on location, when you film, we went away to about 30 miles out of London, stayed in a location hotel, and shot on this very luxurious private estate. And when you get down there, the first thing you do is unpack and walk and have a drink. And drink and drink and drink, because the hotel bars don't shut until you really want them to shut. So we drank, and I drank so much on the night we arrived, really, more than I've ever drunk before, I should think, and more than I've ever drunk since. I don't ever want to feel the same way again. But I felt up feeling like death, woke up feeling like death warmed up. And we had to film this scene right at the end of Castrovalva where we're jogging back to the TARDIS, having done something to the Master. I don't know whether we've blown him up or left him to be destroyed, or whatever we've done to him anyway. It wasn't very nice. And I was feeling we're about to film that bit where we jogged back to the TARDIS, and Peter looked at me. He said, are you all right? And I said, yes. I said, oh. And so they said, action, and we were jogging along, and suddenly I went, and I thought, oh, God, I'm going to throw up. So I ran behind a tree to throw up. But unfortunately, the guy on the boom, the sound microphone, panned it round to the tree, so that even though me throwing up is not immortalised on film, it is immortalised in sound.
He was so green on the film, despite the fact that he was made up, that when it came to the studio, we had to make him up green for the whole thing to kind of hang together. He was very poorly that day.
John